questions being answered. More sports bets if you need help with it. We are going to focus more on fantasy, at least during this show. So if you do have sports bets, depending on how the frequency goes, we might get to them. But this one's really for fantasy football owners, here to help you guys out with everything you guys need. I know this is an important week as we get closer week by week to the playoffs. A lot of seeding, a lot of standing movement going on with this week. So let's get into some of them right away. Luke, I traded Adams and Aaron Jones for Kelsey. Luke, I'm pretty good with that trade. I do think Devontae Adams has a good week this week, but I like the trade overall. Hope you're having a great day. Appreciate all you guys being with us. Let's get back to your questions. Liam O'Brien, I'd go Christian Kirk. Liam O'Brien, I'd go Christian Kirk. Thanks for the question. Marius, of course I remember you, Marius. Great to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Caspian C, trade Amari Cooper and Jacobs for St. Brown. Yes. Caspian C, I would do that deal. Caspian C, I would do the deal. Marius, Steelers winning tomorrow. I like the Steelers to cover. I like the Steelers to at least cover by 3.5, 4 points. So I do like the Steelers to cover. Kike is Guap. Good afternoon. Happy to get to your questions. Fire away with them. Talon, I'd go with Love. Believe it or not, I'd go Love over Cousins. Love over Cousins just barely. Will Reed, very close between the two. I like both Deontay Johnson and Christian Watson. Will Reed, I'll lean towards Deontay Johnson just barely. I don't like it because the weather might be bad in that game. That's my only real concern. Will Reed, I'll lean just slightly towards Deontay Johnson, though, I think. That's a close one. It's very close. Kike is Guap, pick 3. Waddle, Olave, Rice, or Dell. Kike is Guap. I'd go Waddle, Olave. Let me start over because it's close. Kike is Guap. I'd go Rice, Flowers, and Olave. Kike is Guap. I'd go Rice, Flowers, and Olave. Rice, Flowers, and Olave. Those would be the 3. I think Waddle's the odd man out. Flappo, need 2 for the flex and a half PPR. I'd go Flowers, and I'd go Josh Downs. Flappo, I'd go Flowers, and I think Josh Downs just barely. Lethal Jake, it's close between Downs and Dell. Very close, but I think I'll go Downs. Lethal Jake, do you think Lawrence will have to dump it off to Etienne a lot? Lethal Jake, exactly. Yes, I do. I like him in the passing game a lot tomorrow. Brian Bott, great to have you with us this afternoon. Devontae Smith, Dobbs, Collins, Olave, pick 2. Ooh, really tough. Brian Bott, I'm going to lean towards Smith and Olave. Brian Bott, Smith and Olave. Collins is a close third, but I'll go Smith and Olave. Connor, should I drop Zach Moss? No, I'd probably keep him on my bench for now. Nick Chubb, DJ Moore, or Zay Flowers. Nick Chubb, I'd go Zay Flowers. It's very close between the two. I could see DJ Moore going off. It's just which quarterback do I trust more? I'll trust Lamar Jackson a little bit more in this situation, so I'll go Zay Flowers just barely. But it's a close one. Wish you could start both, really, Nick Chubb. Wish you could start both. Denzel, start Smith or Kmet. Denzel, I'm going to lean towards Cole Kmet on that one. I'll lean towards Cole Kmet. Carlos, pick 3. Mostert, Kamara, Saquon, Bijan. Carlos, I would sit Bijan Robinson. Carlos, Castellanos, I'd go Mostert, Kamara, and Saquon. I would start Mostert, Kamara, and Saquon, and I'd sit Bijan. Thanks for the question. Cade, is Jones, Jacobs, and Pickens for Nico Collins and Kenneth Walker a fair deal? Yes, I think that is a fair deal. Joe Baker, Rice or Ridley? I'd go Rashee Rice. Caspian C, Niners, Bengals spread thoughts. I feel like it's jumped a little bit too much on both sides. There was an overreaction when Sam Darnold was being slotted in. There's being an overreaction now to Brock Purdy now being in. By the way, Brock Purdy is expected to start in that one. Personally, I would like to take the Bengals at plus 5.5. I feel like Bengals plus 5.5 would be a pretty good spot to take them. I think they'll be able to cover. I could see the Bengals with an outright win, but 5.5 with how the line movement has gone feels like a really favorable play. Thanks so much, guys, for joining the show. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day. There isn't one day of 2023 that we're not live, so make sure you hit the follow button. We answer your questions every day across fantasy football, sports betting, and just ranting about sports. So make sure you hit that follow button now. Mello, Darnell Henderson, or Joe Mixon. Really tough for me, Mello. I don't like either matchup, really. I'll lean just slightly towards Joe Mixon, believe it or not. I actually like Mixon just because the opportunity for him to get in the end zone I feel like might be better. Cohen, PPR, start 4. Cohen, I would start Pollard. I would start Waddle. I would start Flowers. And I'll go Tank Dell. So Cohen, the 4 would be Pollard, Waddle, Tank Dell, and Flowers. Cohen, those would be the 4. Shank, Justin Jefferson for Diggs. That's one we really like. We really like the idea of trading Justin Jefferson for Stephon Diggs. I feel like that's a very good trade. Mark, I'd rather start Gus Edwards. Guys, I really like Gus Edwards tomorrow. Gus Edwards over Madison is an easy call for me. I prefer Gus Edwards. Nick Chubb, Brock Bowers will be the next Travis Kelce, rather. When Brock Bowers enters the NFL, he is going to absolutely take over. He's going to be a monster. Brian Bott, start Minshew, Bryce Young, or Derek Carr this week. Brian Bott, I'd go Derek Carr. I don't like saying it. I don't like any of them. But yeah, it feels like Derek Carr is the best matchup. So I've got to go with him. Foco 36, I'd go Pickens. Foco 36, I'd go Pickens over Pittman. Pickens over Pittman. Thanks, guys, so much for joining us. Make sure you guys are subscribing and make sure you're following. Busy 2, I'm 3-4, and I got offered Montgomery for Garrett Wilson. I only have 2 running backs because David Montgomery is not playing on Monday night. I'd still rather own Montgomery probably rest of season, but he's not playing on Monday night. And then they have a bye week, so the value is certainly not in his favor right now. Christian Vasquez got offered Jacobs, Moore, Kincaid for Waller and Swift. I'd rather have Jacobs, Moore, and Kincaid. Christian, I'd rather have Jacobs, Moore, and Kincaid. Thanks so much for the question. Lethal Jake, do you think London has an okay day against the Titans? Yes, I do. And by the way, warning for you guys, for whatever reason on TikTok, we had to ban someone in the past, and TikTok confused us, banning him with the word London. I don't know why, but if you write the word London, apparently it doesn't show up. But don't worry, if you just say Drake, we know who you're talking about, not the singer, but the receiver. We do like Drake London tomorrow. I think Drake London has a good game against the Tennessee Titans pass defense that can be really suspect at times. User 7441, I'll lean towards Foreman. User 7441, I'll lean towards Foreman. Thanks so much for the question and being with us. Yakub, I'm sorry, I'm butchering that. Should I do Mostert, Puka, and Ford for Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, and Debo? Personally, I'd rather have Mostert, Puka, and Ford. I know it's not the brand name side, but I actually think Mostert's proven his value, as has Puka. And Ford, if he's healthy this week, also might be a good start. Jessica Gray, let's rate the 10-man. Josh Allen, Kamara, Eckler, Jamar Chase, Keenan Allen, Laporta, and Kirk. Jessica Gray, you know what we call that? A W for NFL Week 8. Love it, Jessica. I think that's a playoff team. Can that ultimately win a championship? I think so. The only issue I have with it, you're maybe a little overloaded on the Chargers offense, but other than that, Jessica Gray, you should absolutely be in the Final Four in your league. Max Hewitt, do you think I should trade Josh Jacobs and Aaron Jones for Tony Pollard? I'd probably ask for Tony Pollard plus something else. See if you could just add in another player. Log M traded Diggs for Kelce. Have good backup wide receivers, but no tight end. Log M, I like the trade. Kelce's the only tight end I would give up Diggs for, so I like that deal. Well, yep. Log M, I love the deal. Love what you did there. Def Not, big trade offer. You give McCaffrey and Higgins for Pacheco, St. Brown, Smith, and Jalen Warren. I'm not in love with it. I like it, Def Not. I'm not crazy about it. I think McCaffrey and Higgins are going to have good second halves of the season. That said, to get the amount of depth that you're getting and the total production, Def Not, I actually do like the trade. I do like the trade. So Def Not, I'd go with that trade. Brian Bott, is it worth shopping Derrick Henry with all the talks around him? It sounds like he's not going to get traded. Now, I think second to second, minute to minute, hour to hour, things can change around the trade deadline. But it sounds like teams aren't willing to give up the kind of draft capital that the Tennessee Titans want. So as much as I'd love to see Derrick Henry on the Cowboys or the Ravens from a fantasy standpoint, it might be better if you traded Derrick Henry right now, because if the Titans don't trade Derrick Henry, his value is not as great as it could be. I know there are a lot of Tajee Spears owners right now who have their fingers crossed, hoping that Derrick Henry gets shipped out of town. LT YouTube, I'd go DJ Moore. LT YouTube, great to see you. I'd go DJ Moore. Great to have you with us. Side-Eye Muppet, what a handle. Who would you start in the flex? I'd start Pickens. Side-Eye Muppet, I'd start Pickens barely over Myers. It's very close between the two, but I think I go Pickens just barely. I like that the rest of that team. Side-Eye Muppet, I like the rest of that team. Kike Esquap. Trade Olave for James Cook and Josh Downs. No, Kike Esquap, I wouldn't do that deal. Doesn't feel like a good deal because James Cook isn't really a good upgrade at the running back position. Log M, great to have you with us. Appreciate all you guys joining us. Angel, Addison, and Hernandez for Stevenson and Spears. I don't know. I gotta find the right sound effect. It feels a little, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. There's something awkward about it. There's something that feels off about it. I think I'd rather have Addison and Henderson. Mike, Myers or Collins. For this week, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Collins. Mike, I'll lean slightly towards Collins. Very close. Tylek. Start 2, Olave, Moore, Pickens, or Breece Hall. Guys, I love Breece Hall this week. Breece Hall is a must-play this week. Love Breece Hall this week. I'd probably start Breece Hall, and I'll go Olave. Tylek, I'll go Breece Hall and Olave just barely. Cyclops, I'd go Kirk. And I'm going to go with the Seattle defense. Cyclops, I'd go Kirk and Seattle defense. Brendan, Mixon or Myers at the flex. Brendan Wetland, I'd go Myers. Wetland, I'd go Myers. Jacoby Myers over Mixon. HHCC, I'm going to go Olave just barely over Waddle. I'll trust that the Patriots have a plan to at least contain Waddle enough where Olave could go crazy against that Colts defense. Appreciate all you guys watching. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. Make sure you're part of this amazing community of sports fans that is together every single day. We never miss a day. We are live every single day. Jordan Addison or Devontae Smith? I'd go Devontae Smith, bro, Joe Mack. I'd go Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith over Jordan Addison. Colby Willman. I'd go Goff over Stroud. I'd go Goff over Stroud. Drin Productions, you gotta go Zay Flowers. Drin Productions, Zay Flowers. Devin Rayo, I'd go, wow. Tough question. I like Higgins, I like Watson, I love Rice. I'd go Rice. Guys, supposed to be a snowstorm tomorrow in Denver. One thing I've actually learned through the years, quarterbacks don't have a big problem with snow. It's wind. If there's a lot of wind, that's what concerns us. But if there's a lot of snow, what actually a lot of quarterbacks have said, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes himself, it feels like the pass rush slows down. It's harder for the pass rush to be able to get at quarterbacks. Meanwhile, they have time to go pick apart the opposing defense. So we actually like Patrick Mahomes tomorrow. It doesn't change my opinion. I still like Rashee Rice, even with the snow tomorrow. I really do like Rashee Rice. Think he could have a very big game. One other note for you that has nothing to do with weather. Maybe you guys care, maybe you don't. But Travis Kelce has performed really well when Taylor Swift has been in attendance, and he has performed okay when she hasn't been. Taylor Swift is not going to attend the game tomorrow. Maybe you guys don't care. I'm not saying there's any rhyme or reason, but if you guys are into the trend there, Taylor Swift isn't attending. Kelsey's played better when she's there. Maybe it's a Rashee Rice game. Maybe Rashee Rice and Pacheco are the two we want to go with tomorrow. Eric Murdoch got offered Wilson and Puka for Pickens and Christian Watson. Okay, I like the deal. You're really giving up Puka and you're getting two good wide receivers in exchange. I don't love it, but I like it enough, Eric Murdoch. I'd go with it. Mattias, I'd go Rashee Rice. Rashay, Start 3, I'd start Puka, I'd start Kirk, and I'd start Devontae. It's close. Gibbs would be the other one, but I'll go Devontae. Bro Joe Mack, I'd go Laporta. Bro Joe Mack, I'd go Laporta. Should I get rid of Josh Jacobs? I would. I'd move on from Jacobs. Cyclops, I'd go Gibbs over Walker, guys. Gibbs over Walker tomorrow. Gibbs over Walker. Christian Vasquez, I'm not really high on Bijan, but I think I might prefer him over Javonte Williams, so I'll go Bijan and Jones, but I don't love those wide receivers. Kike is Guap, I'd go Devin Singletary. Kike is Guap is asking Jaleel McLaughlin or Devin Singletary. I'd go Devin Singletary in that situation. Peace, Faith, great to have you with us. Pick 1. Okay, really interesting. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. could maybe get 30 yards and potentially a touchdown, but I'll take Roschon Johnson given that he's back in the lineup. Peace, Faith, I'll go Roschon Johnson. It's between him and Wilson Jr., but I'll go Roschon Johnson. Jacob, I'd go Pickens over Pittman, guys. Pickens over Pittman. Pickens over Pittman. Toe Sanel, trade Downs for Tank Dell. I think that's trading an apple for an apple, an orange for an orange. I think they're very, very similar at this point. I actually don't know. It's really about week to week, so I don't know necessarily. Go look at their matchups over the next few weeks. Who's facing some bad pass defenses? That's who I'd recommend. Cyclops Daddy, I'd go with Kittle just barely. Now that we know Brock Purdy's back and healthy, I'd go with Kittle over Goddard. Kittle over Goddard barely. Grant Carl, Stevenson for Waddle. If you're the one getting Waddle, love the trade. Grant Carl, if you're getting Waddle and you're giving up Stevenson, love the trade. I think the Patriots are about to officially enter tank mode. They have put Josh Uche, the linebacker, on not playing list this week. He's been downgraded to out. I actually think that means they're keeping him healthy so they can trade him away and get a second or a third round pick. I think the Patriots are going to be in tank mode. Stevenson, I don't think he's necessarily going to get dealt, but I don't think that he's going to be necessarily a great option rest of season the same way Waddle will be. Sully, I'd go Burrow over Tua, I think. I'd go Burrow over Tua. King No Crown. I'll go Foreman. King No Crown, I'll go Foreman. Cohen, 2 running backs. I'll go Pollard and Bijan. Cohen, I'll go Pollard and Bijan, though I'm not crazy about the Bijan part. Bobby Haynes, St. Brown, Etienne, Pickens, Kirk for JT, Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams, Amari Cooper. Ooh, I think that I'd rather go with the St. Brown, Etienne, Pickens, and Kirk side, Bobby. I think I'd rather have the St. Brown, Etienne, Pickens, and Kirk side of that deal. Breyer, should I keep Justin Jefferson? Yes. Viking season got resuscitated last week with that win. Do I think they'll win tomorrow? I actually don't. I think the Packers will probably win, but I still think Jefferson has enough value because I don't think the Vikings are true sellers at the deadline. Jacob M., would you do Waddle or Rice at the flex? Currently at Rice. I'm leaning towards Rice, believe it or not, and again, that goes to I think the Patriots are going to have a better plan for Waddle than the Broncos will have for Rashee Rice. Anthony Barca, trade Javonte Williams for Rashee Rice and Darrell Henderson. If you're getting Rice and Henderson, love that deal, Anthony. Rice and Henderson is the great side of that deal. Absolutely love it. Chadster 23, should I start Ayuk or Foreman, Deontay Johnson, Hunt, or Dillon? Okay, Chadster, I'd start Deontay Johnson. Chadster, I'd go Deontay Johnson. Grant Carl, that goes for you as well. I'd go Deontay Johnson, Grant Carl. Thanks so much for watching us and supporting the show over there on YouTube. For all those watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. Make sure you guys are members of this community as well. I know we're on TikTok quite a bit, but we're on these platforms every single day, so make sure you follow us across all of our platforms. That way you never miss the show. Grant Carl, you experience that yourself. Lethal Jake, I have Pickens. My opponent has Deontay Johnson. I'm tempted to slot in Rice. I think I'd do the same. Lethal Jake, I think I'd go Rice. Ryan, I'd start you between Myers and Collins. It's very, very close. I don't know who I actually like more, Ryan. That's a bit of a coin flip. I might go Nico Collins just because he might get a few more targets, but it's very close. Stivo's channel, really appreciate you. Great to have you across all of our channels, Stivo's channel. Matthew Ferguson, pick a running back to start. I'd go Gus Edwards. Matthew Ferguson was asking Foreman, Jones, Wilson, or Edwards. I'd go Gus Edwards. I'd go Gus Edwards. Jacob Foco, I'd go Edwards over Pickens. Edwards over Pickens. I actually like Edwards over Pickens. Breyer, should I trade JT for Kamara straight up? The answer, I'm okay with the trade. I think it's a fair trade. I think I probably like Kamara more, but it's very close. Owen, I'd go Rice. Owen, I'd go Rice. Let's get back to these questions. Cohen, PPR pick 2. I'd go Waddle and Flowers. Cohen, I'd go Waddle and Flowers. Big B, Jones or Devontae? I'd go Devontae. Big B, I think I'd go Devontae just barely. Christian Vasquez, do you think Javonte Williams is a good running back rest of season? No, I don't. Christian Vasquez, I really don't. Ryan, I'd go with Olave. Ryan, I'd go Olave over Thielen, guys. Olave over Thielen. Grant Carl, trade McCaffrey for Etienne and Cooper Kupp. Yeah, I would do that deal. Yeah, Grant Carl, I would do that deal. Kike is guap. I like Aaron Jones rest of season as an RB2. Owen, I'd go Rice. Owen, I'd go Rice. Drin Productions, I'd go Flowers. And if Hunt is healthy, I'd go Hunt. So Drin Productions, make sure Hunt is healthy enough to go. It would be Hunt and Flowers. Jackson, I'd go, is it Garrett Wilson? I don't think it matters. I think I'd still go Tank Dell, I think. Jorge Gonzalez, I'd rather have Pacheco and Waller. Jorge Gonzalez, if you're getting the Pacheco and Waller side, really like that trade. I'd rather have Pacheco and Waller, actually. Mike, Collins or Downs? I'd go Collins, I think. Mike Marler, I think I'd go Nico Collins tomorrow. Matthew Ferguson, I'm going to go Olave. I like all 3 of those wide receivers, Matthew. I wish you could start more than one of them. But between Myers, Devontae Smith, and Chris Olave, I'm going to go with Olave. Wide receiver 1 going up against a bad pass defense in the Indianapolis Colts. That's why I'd go with it. Guys, if you want all of my favorite bets for tomorrow, make sure you sign up for our free newsletter on our website, buttfumblesports.com. I just put it together, my favorite NFL picks tomorrow, whether it's game picks, player prop bets. I also just put together my DFS lineup for tomorrow. That's going to be in your inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter, and that way you can have all of my favorite bets for tomorrow in your inbox. It's not every bet that I made for tomorrow. It's my favorites. The one that I like the most, the one that I have the highest confidence level in. If you guys want my highest confidence level picks, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. It's absolutely free. It'll be in your inbox at 6 a.m. We just put it together and it's ready to go, guys. So make sure you go to our website now. Cam, I'd go Osborne over Bourne. Osborne over Bourne, I think. Max, trade Pacheco, Scary Terry for Stevenson and Higgins. I think I like the Stevenson and Higgins side, but it's very close, Max. It's very close. I think between those 4, I think they're always going to be almost a week-to-week matchup. Brady, I think I'd go Josh Downs. Brady, I think I like Downs more than Ridley this week. Mario Perez, pick 3. I'd go Adams, Higgins, and Johnson. Mario Perez, I'd go Adams, Higgins, and Johnson. Thanks so much for the question. Matthew Ferguson, I had Diggs start and Tyreek Hill left to go. Okay, interesting. Inceptivus, trade Gibbs and Cooper for Kamara. I'm okay with that trade. Gibbs and Cooper for Kamara. I think it's a fair trade. I don't love it, but with Montgomery, when he comes back, it eats into Gibbs' overall value, so I like having Kamara a little bit more. Trade Justin Jefferson for Ayuk and Jacoby Myers. I have a bad record in this league trying to change the squad. Then the answer is, Ryan, I would make the deal. I'd make the deal now. I want to get as many wins as I can, as immediately as I can. So I would absolutely make deals. I wouldn't wait around for a player who's injured, because if you can't get enough wins now, what does it matter? Nathan, great to see you today. Start 2. I'd start Flowers, and I'm going to lean just slightly towards Watson over Higgins. Flowers, I think, Flowers for sure. Watson maybe slightly over Higgins. It's very close between those 2. But I like Watson's matchup maybe a little bit more. Peep, I'd go Ford if healthy. Peep, if both players are healthy, Peep, I'd go Ford. Brent, great to see you. I'd start Deontay Johnson, and I'm going to lean just slightly towards Jones. Johnson and Jones would be the two, Brent. Johnson and Jones. Thanks so much for the question. Jacob DeJesus, I'd go Ingram. Jacob DeJesus, I'd go Evan Ingram. Cyclops, I'd go Kirk and Higgins. Cyclops, I'd go Kirk and Higgins. Luperio, thoughts on Pollard's matchup? I like Pollard this week. I think he could get you 70, 75 rushing yards and maybe a touchdown. Thoughts on JT this week? Like the matchup, don't love it. Think JT just because you can see him getting more comfortable by the week. I'm not crazy about JT, but I like him enough to start. Tristan, should I trade ETN for Kamara? Yeah, okay. I'm not crazy about it. I don't hate it. I think it's a fair deal. Pork chop, I would start ETN over Mixon. ETN over Mixon. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. We are live every single day, so make sure you guys hit that follow button. That way you never miss our show. Our Sunday show is at 10 a.m., everybody. Our Sunday show is at 10 a.m., so make sure you hit that follow button. That way you don't miss our show tomorrow at 10 a.m. Alonzo Perez, I'd go Christian Kirk. Booty Bola, Foreman and a 7th for Pacheco and a 9th. I'd rather have Pacheco in the 9th. Torch Lake Kid, I'd go Rice and Olave. Rob B, I'd go Rice and Watson. Thanks so much for the question. Nacho R, I'd go Hall and Pollard. Thanks for being with us. Dat Kid, should I trade Eckler and McLaurin for Puka and Swift? Absolutely. If you're getting the Puka and Swift side, I love the deal. I love it. Jeremy, Sprinkle, Odell, or Michael Thomas? Ooh, really tough. I'll lean towards Michael Thomas. I just trust him a little bit more. Alonzo, between Addison and Tank Dell, I'll lean just slightly, I think, towards Addison, but I'm not crazy about it. Kike is Guap. Thoughts on Miles Sanders' rest of season? Does Chuba Hubbard take over? I think they're going to split touches. It's part of the reason why I don't like really either one of them. Torch Lake Kid, would you start Hunter Foreman over Mixon? Probably, I would start Hunt if he was fully healthy, but the problem is he may be banged up and Ford may be healthy, so I don't know. Same goes for Foreman. Bit of a tough spot, but I don't like Mixon as much as the other two. Booty, I'd rather go Pacheco. I'd go Pacheco. Appreciate you guys being with us. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We are live every day, so you never want to miss a show. The Nick RB, I'd go Rice. I'd go with Rice. Great to have you guys with us. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. A-N-M, I'd go Chris Olave. I'd go Chris Olave. Kanan, I'd go Rice. I'd go Rice at the flex. Jackson, start Foreman, Edwards, Stevenson, or Johnson. Jackson, I'd start Gus Edwards. Quinn, Burning, I'd go Devontae Smith. I'd go with Devontae Smith. Madison or A.J. Dillon? Ooh, good question. I think I go Dillon, but it's very close. I'm not crazy about either one. Scotty Rocks, I'd go Christian Watson. Dom G 4X, I'd go CD Lamb. JRF, I'd go Mostert. Shane Gribbins, very close for me between Lockett and Metcalf. I might lean towards Lockett just barely, but it's very close. G Breezy, JT, IT, Kamara. Not quite sure what you're going for there, Breezy. Card edits, I'd go Tank Dell. Simon DeChipmunk, I'd go Mostert. I'd go with Mostert. Thanks so much for watching the show, guys. Is Jalen Hurts in for a big week? He will be if the weather holds up. Kike is Guap. There's going to be some weather across the NFL this week, so a little bit worried about that. Might be a bit of an issue, so keep your eye on it. The Nick RB, I'd go Rice. Brandon Castillo, Olave, and Metcalf for Devontae Adams. Yikes, don't like that. I'd rather have Olave and Metcalf, I think. Booty Bola, start two. I'd go St. Brown and T. Higgins. Booty Bola, St. Brown and T. Higgins just barely over London, but I'll go St. Brown and T. Higgins. Ryan, do I trade Montgomery and Kyron for Saquon Barkley, Mixon, and Ridley? The answer is, Ryan, I would do the deal. Saquon, Mixon, and Ridley just barely. King Daddy, I'd go Christian Kirk. King Daddy, I think I'd go Kirk. Torchlight Kid, I'd go Edwards. Torchlight Kid, I'd go Edwards. Hydra, I'd go Rice and Thomas. Hydra, I'd go Rice and Thomas. Riche, I'd start Gibbs and Hall. Riche, I'd go Gibbs and Hall. Pepe and Rico, I'd go Devin Singletary. Pepe and Rico, I'd go Devin Singletary. G Breezy, I'd go Kamara. G Breezy, I'd go Kamara. Octo 8, I'd go Pacheco. Octo 8, I'd go Pacheco. Connor Donaldson, I'd go Deontay Johnson. Connor Donaldson, I'd go Deontay Johnson. Max, trade Allen and Scary Terry for Adams, Hopkins, and Henderson. Let me find the proper sound. No, I don't like the deal. I don't like the deal overall. I wouldn't do it. Heber, Diggs for Bryce Hall and Jonathan Taylor. I'm okay with it. Getting 2 running backs, and I like those 2. So Heber, I do like the trade. Brian, pick 2. I'd go Flowers and Keenan Allen. Brian, I'd go Flowers and Keenan Allen. User 76. Should I do Kupp, JT, and Ayuk for Jamar Chase, St. Brown, and Stevenson? User 7631, love the trade. User 7631, I love the trade. Kike is guap. Does Kyron Henderson still have value while on IR? Very, very little. Just because they brought in so many running backs, it's going to be tough for him to get back into that RB1 spot. Lethal Jake, if I had to rank them, I'd go Rice, London, and Pickens. Rice, London, and Pickens, I think it's close. Between Pickens and London, it's kind of a bounce back. What's a good tight end you think for... Yeah. Feruz, trade Gibbs and Nico Collins for Thielen. Absolutely not. I'd rather have Gibbs and Nico Collins. Nope, I'd rather have Gibbs and Nico Collins. Thanks for the question. Jacob DeJesus, I'd go Higgins. Jacob DeJesus, I'd go Higgins. Eddie Wynn, I'd go Jones. Eddie Wynn, I'd go Jones. Rushi Patel, I'd go Pacheco and Gibbs. Rushi Patel, I'd go Pacheco and Gibbs. Appreciate all of you guys being with us, no matter the platform, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We are live every single day across all of these platforms. Make sure you guys go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for our free newsletter with my favorite picks tomorrow. It doesn't have all of my bets. It has my favorites. My favorite game picks, my favorite player prop bets, and the DFS lineup that I'll be playing tomorrow. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for that free newsletter now. It'll be in your inbox at 6 a.m., giving you plenty of time to place your bets, cash in. You can pair them together in some parlays. You can bet them individually, but it's the bets that I have the greatest confidence level in. Those will be in your inbox at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Luke Wilder, I'd go Gibbs and Swift. Luke Wilder, I'd go Gibbs and Swift. Shane, Jefferson and White for Barkley, Cooper, and Ford. I'm okay with it, Shane. It's a fair trade, especially given that you're in a tough spot. You need to get some wins. Pick 3. I'd go Moore, Smith, Flowers. More Smith, Flowers. More Smith, Flowers. Appreciate you guys being with us. Mr. Hemster, I traded Downs and Warren for T. Higgins. It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay with that trade. I'm not crazy about it, but I'm okay with it. Kareem Z, I think I go T. Higgins. I think I go T. Higgins just barely. Sky, I'd go with Flowers. Sky Van Fossen, I'd go Zay Flowers. Max, I'd go Max, I'll say go with Aaron Jones, but it's very close. Max, very close between the two. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Nino Pena. I'll go Bijan just barely. Man, I don't love it. I'll go Bijan just barely. The Nick RB, I'll go Rice over Waddle. Neil Dynasty, I'd go Thomas, Dell, and Cooper. Not crazy about Spears just yet. Kike is guap. Waddle and Dell for K9. Giving up too much. Giving up too much, I think. You give up Waddle and get him, I think. DK or Myers? I'd go Jacoby Myers. Nico, I'd go Jacoby Myers. Runner 666. I'd go Dell, and I think I'd go Romeo Dobbs, actually. I think it's Dell and Dobbs. Boo Boo, I'd go Gibbs. Boo Boo, I'd go Gibbs. Farouz, trade Breece Hall and Thielen for Eckler. I'm okay with that, Farouz. I'm okay with that trade. Turd Ferguson, can't decide between Walker, Jacobs, and Bijan. You got to sit one. Man, it's a tough question. I'm going to say sit Jacobs just barely. He's got a tough matchup against a good Lions run defense that should be out for revenge after an embarrassing performance against the Ravens. Voss, flex. I'm going to go with Steven. If Hunt is healthy, Voss. If Hunt is healthy, I'd go Hunt. But otherwise, I'm going to go with Stevenson, just barely. Appreciate you guys being with us. Ramen 188. I'd go Rice and Olave. Rice and Olave. Appreciate all of you guys being with us. Make sure you guys are hitting that follow button. Make sure you guys are with us. We are live every single day. Make sure you guys are following Butt Fumble Sports. That way you never miss a show. YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick. We are live every single day. Our pregame show tomorrow on Sunday is at 10 a.m., everybody. 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be live for 2.5, 3 hours, answering fantasy questions, giving out sports bets, giving out polls, having a lot of fun, ranting about what's going on in the sports world. We'll talk about some head coaches we think could get fired. We'll talk about some mid-season awards. So make sure you guys are joining us tomorrow. Butt Fumble Sports will be live at 10 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 10 a.m. tomorrow on Sunday. So I'm sure you guys are going to be watching TV, catching up on other things. Turn on YouTube, turn on TikTok, catch us over on these channels. That way you can catch our advice, ask your questions, get our bets, and obviously cash in on what will be a loaded day of sports. We will also have NBA and NHL picks as well, so we'll get out a lot of information for you guys in that show tomorrow. I will be live later tonight for subscribers over on TikTok, so for all of those watching on TikTok, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I will be live for you guys tonight. We will do a subscriber-only show tonight. That said, Zane, I'd go DK just barely. Zane, I'd go DK just barely. Appreciate all of you guys being with us every single day. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you guys subscribe. We will be live tonight at probably like 10:30, doing another subscriber-only show. I promised I'd come on now. I only was going to stay on for about 30-40 minutes. We've hit that. So I'm going to jump off now, get back to life. I will be back on at about 10:30 tonight. See all of the subscribers on TikTok then, and for everybody else, 10 a.m. tomorrow, everybody. 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. We'll do a 2.5, 3 hour show starting at 10 a.m. So make sure you guys hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys at 10 a.m. tomorrow. For all of those loyal viewers, thank you guys so much. You have no idea how grateful I am for you guys watching our content every single day. Until tonight, for subscribers, or for everyone else at 10 tomorrow morning, great to see you now. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.